Ramsey, definitely a lot to unpack. As you can see, a huge scene. I mean, and this spans for blocks and blocks around the Walmart just off Tchoupitoulas. As you guys just mentioned, it started as an officer being alerted that there was pretty much someone who may have possibly been ODing. That person or the officer actually administers Narcan, and then as that person is coming to, has some type of reaction maybe, and then it appears that the person began to drive off with the officer still attached to the vehicle, as you all just mentioned, lasting for about a block. Another person inside of the parking lot actually hit during that scuffle. We did hear that the officer at some point was able to pull out her gun and shoot the person who had been dragging her down the street. We are told that he continued to drive until his vehicle stopped and that he died on scene. As you can see, it's just a huge scene out here. A lot of people tell me that they saw some of what went down. We received a lot of different reports. I know earlier we talked about there potentially being some type of shoplifting incident that happened at first, but now we're hearing that as of right now, we can only confirm that that officer actually tried to help someone who was inside of his vehicle by administering Narcan and just trying to check on him. And then it turned into her being dragged down the street and also hurt. We're told at this time she's at UMC. The other person who was also hit, officers are trying to decide on how she's doing. They do not know what her condition is just yet, but just an unfolding situation, Randy and Travers. We're going to send things back over to you all.
All right, like Shed said, that female officer who is a senior officer, her name is not being released at this time, but a senior officer indicates somebody who's probably got a decade of experience, who was working in off-duty detail at Walmart, did go to UMC, which is the only level 1 trauma center. That is where they take people who were shot and possibly critically injured.
Yeah, but we are told that she is in stable condition, and that's where we find WDSU's Cassie Sherm as some of the top members of the NOPD are heading that way right now to check on that officer. Cassie.
That's right, Randy. We just heard from the chief of police, and she said right after that press conference she is on her way here. So we are expecting any minute now for the chief of police as well as some of the top deputies to be coming right through here, because right back behind me here is where that officer was taken. But we do know at least 3 people were taken here. The suspect who was shot and killed on scene, as well as the chief of police, and on top of that, the bystander who was in the not the chief of police, the officer who was shot, who was dragged afoot as well, dragged a block down the street, as well as the bystander who was in the area at the time. Now take a look here. You can see up here a lot of police presence in the area when those people were taken to the hospital here at UMC. What we know is there was a police escort for at least 3 different ambulances at the time. Now, this is still an ongoing situation. We are expecting to see the chief of police here as well as other top officials coming in. So we're going to keep you guys updated with the latest information in just a bit. So make sure you guys keep tuning in. Reporting here at UMC, I'm Cassie Sherm. Back to you.